It is.
Yeah, it is.
Podcast 0001. Right now, this is the Black Line Podcast. Right now, I got David. Say what's up to the people, man.
Oh my God, hold on a second. My bad, bro. So I put some music on in the back. It's like, Mac, quiet. Yo, what's up? Yeah. Yes, I am David, aka Coach David, aka Mr. Awesome, aka your favorite trainer, other than you, though.
Yeah, man. That's what I respect about you, man. Cause like I really be seeing you again. We've been following each other for like how many months? Like the beginning of this year, right?
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you even moved out here, actually.
Yeah. Cause I was trying to get acquainted with a few people in the area before I even took that plunge into coming out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So let me hear some backstory, man. Let's get it. This is the first time fresh in me too. So all I know is you from New York.
Like how far back though? Like
you said what?
Like how far back?
Let's bring it from. So you said you're from New York, and from New York.
Yeah.
What part of New York you from?
I rep the Brooklyn and I rep the Queens.
All day, man. Brownsville,
so
baby.
I got the East New York, and then I got Far Rockaway. I lived in Far Rockaway for like 14 years. Then I lived in Masbeth. I was hoeing around Queens. So.
We all had them days, man. We all had them days. That's what I was known for back in the day. I'm not proud of them days, though, man. I'm not that guy no more.
Who is proud of those? I mean, there's part of being like, yeah, we did our thing. But then after a while, you get older and you're like,
I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, wasn't a good look.
You know how many diseases I escaped? Like, remember when you first got to go to MEPS and you got to get checked? And they check you for STDs. I was like, man, please let my stuff come back
clean. Please, Jesus.
Yeah, man, I was praying.
Let me be good.
And then the messed up part is they be like, if we don't call you, you're fine. So I'm waiting like, yo, when they gonna call? Like, how long do I gotta wait for this phone call? But by the grace of God, everything was clean. I was like, all right, let's go.
Swerving STDs.
I used
Playing
to
Russian roulette with your
word, man. And it's like when you're young.
What's it gonna be today?
I'm telling you, son. You don't care until it's time when you sit in the doctor's office. Like, damn, you thinking about everything that be coming up. I'm like,
yeah, of course.
She looked like she had something.
I used to have an Excel spreadsheet.
The who?
An Excel spreadsheet.
Of all of the
legit,
names?
With the shorty's name, his location.
Nah, man.
If I smashed raw or not.
Nah.
It was really bad.
That's smart though. That's smart. You keep track. So if you are, I gotta call these girls from this date.
That's
it's one of y'all. It's one of y'all.
That was my excuse for it. My wife now, she knows about that. She's like, she's seen it. She was like, what the fuck do you have? I'm like, yo, just making sure if I gotta make a phone call, I know exactly who to contact.
Calling you. I know who it was.
Yeah, exactly. I know who's trying to do me dirty. But yeah. So yeah, I grew up in New York. Came out here multiple times. Like when my parents moved out here in like 2006.
This is before the Army or after the Army?
This is before the Army, right? So they came out here in 2007. So I moved out here. I had too much New York in me. I was way too young. I was in my 20s. That was not rocking.
Right.
I moved back to New York like a good less than a year later. I could not live out here because my parents were living. Anybody from Florida, whoever watches this, anybody from Florida who lives in Central Florida knows about Point Siena. Point Siena is the worst fucking place to want to live. There's mad Puerto Ricans there, and it's mad small. I'm Puerto Rican myself. There's mad Puerto Ricans there, and it's mad small, and it's one way in and one way out. You don't want to live there.
Point Siena. That's up north or south? That's south. Oh, I know what that said. That's by me. That's by me. That's why I was saying. Yeah.
It's like closer to like
Davenport
Polk County instead of Osceola County, so that's further down. It's like deep, bro. It's so deep, man. It's just, It's not a fun place to live. So I couldn't live there no more, so I moved back to New York. Did my thing over there. And I was like, okay, well, this ain't gonna work out. So I ended up going to the Army in 2011. I did a 91 Bravo.
For those of you who don't know, what is that?
I'm a four-wheel mechanic,
right.
So I was good with my hands. So I was working on like Humvees and AMRAPs and all that other good shit. Did that for a little bit. When I came back, I was like, yeah, I did reserve too. So I wasn't trying to be. I wasn't on the fence. Short-sighted. It was a good move. long term, not so good. I should have did it probably. I should have went all in and did it active duty. But I was still not too sure about, how this Army life was going to be. And then I was kicking myself in the ass after AIT, and I was like, damn, I should have did active duty. Because when I got to my unit, we wasn't doing nothing but standing around, taking people's government dollars, taking their taxpaying money. Yeah. I was like this all day. Hurry up and wait. Sitting around, not even doing my MOS.
I feel like the reserve is good for people who just want the military for the benefits as far as like school and medical. Yeah. But if you're trying to get into a career and really like take off, then I would suggest going, because you can even do active reserve to where you're just there, but you have a 9-to-5 job. Yeah. That's even awesome.
A lot of people that want to reserve are trying to do active reserve, like to be on base, but you still home, but still get the benefit of being there full time. And that didn't work out for me. So
when I got in, I heard about it. I'm like, I should have just did that because I could have just stayed home. But I'm glad I left, because I used to have that mentality too. I'm never leaving New York. I'm coming. I left New York. I was in El Paso. I never wanted to go. I hated New York after that. For one, it's cheap.
That's my mentality now. Like,
you
want to go there visit? Now. I'm like, I'm good.
Like, if it wasn't for my mother, I really wouldn't go. Like, it's crazy because because it's cheaper, it's less congested, and then the people, I remember when I first went into the military, and New York had me messed up so bad the first time, because like in New York, people don't even look at each other. If somebody looking at you is a problem, and I remember like I'm walking, and like the dude is just like looking at me, and I'm like, yo, like what up? So he said what up. So I'm like, all right, this nigga playing with me. So I'm like, and my homeboy, he was from Baltimore, and he kind of like was like, yo, why are you being so hostile? I'm like, nah, he grilling me like, what up?
Oh, it's like he from Baltimore. Baltimore's hostile too.
Yeah, but like, but he kind of seen me like on edge, and I'm like, and he like, yo, chill, like Brooklyn people speak, and I'm like, and the dude was like, oh, nah, I ain't mean to buy it. I like your shoes, because this is after we had passes, we was able to buy civilian clothes, and I was like, oh, like, and then we all looked at each other and laughed, and I was low key embarrassed. But it's like after that, I kept having situations to where like people touch people's kids. I never seen that, and I remember the first time, like
you can't do this to this day.
I mean like now definitely, but it's not even on some stuff like it'd be like old ladies and they'd be like hi, and then
that's different.
Yeah, like the first time I was in IHOP and the dude like we ordering food, my daughter's like one, and like he seen her, he was like hi, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Don't touch my kid. Like, and I kind of overreacted because I'm just like that. Like I keep mine close, and then but after a while I see, oh, this is what people do. So you opened up to a whole new caliber of people.
Like, especially in Florida. People, you drive down a community and they recognize your car, but you've never interacted with them in face to face, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, neighbor."
Yeah,
usually I keep myself to my keep to myself. I don't associate myself with my neighbors, but you gotta be cordial and
you gotta be free. You gotta put on a smile.
You don't be that asshole dickhead neighbor like that's that guy.
It's all about, and especially with the career path we got to be more approachable.
That's very true, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing the training thing.
Because that was my problem at first. Like, because I got certified, I'm like, people gonna just start flocking. But I'm in the gym, mean mugging, not talking to nobody, and it's just like my first client. I remember I seen dude, and I was just looking like he looked lost. Like I just said this to myself. I'm like, yo, he looked lost. And I wasn't going to say nothing to him. I was just working out. And I'm like, yo. And then me was like, yo, interact with him. Talk to him. That could be a potential client. That was my first client.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's a real tough first client to do. Especially when you see people at the gym and they looking ate up.
Yeah.
And in the back of your mind is like, if I'm going to say something to this person, the person's going to be like, fuck off. Or give you an attitude.
Word.
And I see this still to this day. And I go to the gym, I'm like, ooh, Lord Jesus, help that person because you look hurt.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, because everybody got the ego.
There's other trainers there, and that's their job. And that's not my gym. So I'm going to just watch you look at. Or what hurts my feelings even more is when the trainer's training them, and they're like, yeah, good job. And they still look ate up. I'm like,
that's the worst.
Teach them a regression. Teach them something to start off.
Learn. I'm grateful for homie because I train him like I was training myself.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I realize you because like I see people when it's like they don't make it catered to the person. They train according to how they want them to train versus how the person needs to be trained. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
And
true
that's
too.
something people don't
Like, and
get.
I don't mind the input from the client. I'm like, hey, what are your goals? What are you trying
Yeah,
to
that's why I
achieve?
was
Okay,
asking.
great. But they're not going to be as hard as you are going to be on them. They're
Yeah,
just going to go soft. They're going to go soft on them,
yeah,
on themselves. So the client's going to be like, yeah, I want to work on this, and that's about it. But yeah, okay, I'm going to get you there. We're going to do A, B, C, and then we're going to do the rest of the alphabet and back.
yeah.
Get you your goals, because that's what it is. And I've been doing this going hard like since 2013, and I started off doing group fitness at a small spot called Warrior Fit Club back in the days. It was a small box,
Is that here or
like
New York?
in a warehouse in Kissimmee, and I got mentored. A lot of people don't get mentored. That's the hard part. Like you said, you just got your certification and then went right into it
And
without
that's
anybody like, hey, this is what you need to do. Someone above you, a mentor, telling you, I think you should talk to people this way. I think when you're doing your group fitness or personal fitness, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. And especially when you're just getting into the game, it's really good to have an open mind, open heart to say, hey, okay, I'm whatever you got to tell me, I'm gonna soak it in and not take it as it's just constructive criticism.
yeah. Like they take this shit too personal.
They think you're a hater
Yeah.
if you give them constructive criticism. So
Everybody just sensitive, man. You can't tell nobody. I ain't gonna front. I used to be like that where, and I did a video on my YouTube channel about thinking you know everything. Like you gotta be a sponge. You can be 50 years old and learn something from somebody 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? And like that's something I want to touch on too is mentorship. A lot of people feel like they gotta hold their secrets to themselves and they can't share it to the world. It's like I got it. You gotta figure out your own way, and that's one thing I hate about it because it's like you have people that's here and that can help people at least get here, but they won't bother to try to get them there. And that'd be killing me.
What they're saying though, they want to see you doing good. They don't want to see you doing better
Yeah,
than them.
yeah, it's facts.
And that's kind of bullshit
facts.
because listen, if I got some knowledge and you ask me a question, I will give you everything that I know, and you can take it for what it is. You want to run with it, you want to use it.
They want to charge you for it. They want to charge you for information.
I'm not trying to like fitness for me right now is just for fun, and if I can make some bread on the side, by all means, that's what's up. You know what I mean? That's not my end all be all. That's not my main bread and butter. I learned that moving to Florida, you got to have another hustle, and when that hustle don't work, you got to have another hustle. So you have to expand yourself. So like my main source of income now, it used to be fitness, but now my main source of income now is engineer. So like I learned a craft. I learned how to fix things, plumbing, electrical, a jack of all trades. That's what I like to say. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm the master of none.
That's
the jack of all trades.
But don't be a master of none.
I like to know a little bit of everything. So if I get put in a situation, I ain't gotta call nobody unless it's way beyond my knowledge and I needed somebody that's a master at this to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And you need to know hands-on skills, man, because like we're transitioning from men like a lot of guys don't even know how to change a tire. You know what I'm saying? I do my own
mechanical work if I can. The power of YouTube.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, what? How do I do this? Okay,
back. Go on YouTube, find it. And it could be a gift and a curse because you could be messing around with nonsense, or you could be because I be trying to talk to my son about that. Because what I do is I can log into his YouTube and I can see the stuff he watch. So what I started doing was I started watching videos that I normally watch on his, so they can pop up more, and hopefully one of them catches attention, and he can kind of steer from watching nonsense to like informational stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
kids are kids, man. Kids are rough. Like like what you did. I said now I have my son. He doesn't have his own YouTube. Now it's like, all right, now you're on my channel, so I can see your history. I can see everything that you watch and make sure it's not crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of gaming. Kids love gaming, watching other people game. That's cool, man.
That's not bad.
I like this shit too.
Because you can even make money off of it. But
of course,
it's certain
mad bread.
It's certain type of gaming videos I don't really care for to watch. Where it's like this guy is playing a
I'm not
game.
thinking of anime though. I don't like them animes. They have like a lot of sexual innuendos.
Oh yeah, nah, I only
anime stuff like
the only anime I let
like
him watch
the
is Dragon
TV
Ball
shows
Z.
is cool, but like when it comes to like the stuff that's on YouTube, I'm like, that's just sus. I know exactly what they're trying to say. You're not
I
watching
don't
that.
like. I try to keep it toward like gaming channels where it's like more like Call of Duty gameplay. Because there's one guy he be playing Roblox. I hate that game Roblox. Because the Roblox.
He screams a lot. Does he scream a lot?
Yeah, he just screaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my son loves that dude.
You're not watching him. You're not learning nothing. Because it's like my son trying to have a gaming channel. He's not learning nothing from that guy because he's not.
Other than screaming.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, watch him because you could pick up on some stuff. You know what I'm saying that you can bring over to your channel. You're not learning from this guy.
There's another good because he makes a lot of views, and his name is Rad Brad. His stuff is like you'll never see what he looks like, but he'll play the game and then give his commentary and things like that, and it's not boring. I'm like, oh, it's not. I've literally watched hundreds of videos of this dude because I'm an Xbox guy. Sorry guys, I'm an Xbox guy. I don't play the PlayStation, but that's what it is. And some games that are fire on PlayStation, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to play that game because I'm not buying a whole system for it. But I will watch the video. I'm like, the last game. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. That's what they reach out. So you got to know who your audience is. Same thing with fitness. You got to know who your audience is, and what people want to train on. This thing about fitness is, unlike gaming changes because it's different games.
Yeah.
Some of them are similar, but they're different games. Fitness is kind of like regurgitated. Like, how many different ways could I show you how to do an arm curl?
Yeah.
How many different ways can I show you how to do a bench press?
And then you be having these people
I can show you
trying to come up with crazy exercises, and it's like, yo, what are you doing?
It's not functional.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Like, this one dude, I ain't even gonna put his name out there, but I'm gonna have him on this podcast, and I like his intensity and his creativity. But it was one exercise where he took the 2 incline benches. He said, put your head where the seat is, and then basically have you upside down doing this. And I'm like,
your legs?
Yeah, and I'm looking, I'm like, why don't you just...
It seems awkward.
Yo, so then,
back.
First of all, your blood rushing to your head. I did it. And then I'm like, yo, we could just grab the pull-up bar and just do leg raises. It's the same exercise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you looking crazy with your head is where somebody's ass is. But... You know what I'm saying? But people, I get it. You got to get different because it's so oversaturated with everybody doing it.
What's different about it?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like I can still show functional workouts and keep it basic.
Yes.
It all goes to your personality. So if you're like, I know seeing dudes looking super swole and be like, dunce as fuck. Like they have no personality,
on the camera,
no energy, no nothing. They just don't have anything about them other than a good physique. I'm like, great, you look amazing.
I was just talking about
that. However you took to get there, by all means, that's awesome. But on the flip side, if you have no personality,
you ain't going nowhere.
Then why would I want to train with you?
Because one example I use of that, because I was just saying that one example is if you look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was known for his fighting, but also for his antics. Because if you think about Evander Holyfield, only boxing fans really know who Evander Holyfield is. But because outside of that, he didn't really do anything. Mike Tyson was
quiet.
Yeah, it was he was like, you know what I'm saying, a wild card. That's where he got his reputation. His reputation wasn't just from beating guys up in the gym. In the boxing ring. It's from the antics he had, having tigers. Punching people, going, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just have to create that because that's one thing I'm looking at. Because I see guys that real. I'm like, yo, he should be bigger, but the personality ain't there. He don't have the charisma. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
I feel like to say like you use Mike Tyson, like Conor McGregor. Like he doesn't have the craziest record ever, but the antics, amount of swag and confidence, and like his personality is what sells. And that's the same thing with fighters. It's what sells. So same thing with fitness. And with any business, you have to sell yourself. You are your own product. I used to tell people all the time.
You're your brand.
How can you be a trainer, and how can you coach and not look the part? You have to look the part. You have to live that life. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have to be like eat eat the most amazing food all the time and be super healthy, but at the same time, you still have to look the part. And if you don't look the part, you are your own product.
Yeah, you're your advertisement. You're a walking billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a walking billboard.
And I used to be like super strict with my clients back in the days too. It's like, if you don't want to put in that effort, and if I'm training you for about 4 months and you still look the same, I'm gonna have to drop you.
You making me look bad.
Times I've dropped mad. Like this time I was training these 2 dudes, and I was training them for like 6 months, and they was giving me like 6 bills a month, and just no progress. And then people probably think, man, you stupid, throw that money away. I mean, I'm wasting my time, man, because I'm investing my time. When I take my time to train somebody, you got to be serious. There's no half-ass shit. So that's why I don't have a lot of clients, because if you half-ass, yo, go look for another trainer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, I'm not for you.
Yeah, I'm not begging nobody, because it's like I want people with that intensity like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I run into people where initially they're like, yeah, but then they see my work ethic. They know I'm gonna bring that same intensity to them with them in the gym, and that intimidate them. But it's like, yo, I'm not gonna jump down your throat. We're gonna get there, but it's like, you like, and a lot of times what kill people is the dieting. It's not even the gym. The dieting is what kill them.
The easy stuff is getting in the gym.
Yeah,
the stuff in what you're doing behind the scenes. I was like, yo, I got you for an hour, not 30 minutes like all these other people be doing.
Yeah,
I got you for an hour, but I don't know what you're doing with the other 23.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how are you eating? How are you sleeping?
Yeah.
What's your recovery look like? Are you stretching? Are you foam rolling? Are you taking care of your body, not just during that 1 hour, but afterwards, So what kind of effort are you putting in? And if you're not putting in that effort, I can't do that shit for you. I'm not going to be holding your hand the whole time, babysitting you.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what they're, and everybody, a lot of people are not going into it to be a bodybuilder, and they're just trying to be healthy.
Just healthy,
just trying to get off the couch and just, but a lot of the times all that mental, and sometimes you have to sometimes you do have to babysit them and be like, hey man, I don't know what you're going through, or I don't know what you've been through.
You're like a therapist too.
So like whatever they were going through in the past, I try to that's what getting to know your client is. Getting to know people not only as, all right, they're giving me money, but let me get to know you as a person.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you as a person so I can help you grow, and give you as much knowledge as possible when it comes to what I know fitness-wise, and then maybe I can learn something from you. There's a lot of people I trained that they're in different avenues. I keep them all in my network.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to ask a question about something or what you're doing over there. That's what kind of got me into doing engineering work, where I learned everything because I was training somebody. I needed an opportunity to go somewhere else to do something else. I use my networking. Networking is very important in Florida. In general, networking is very important. But I've learned so much more in networking in Florida than I have in New York. New York was totally different. Companies were very loyal to you in New York. It was a little different ball game. I can be in New York, work at a spot for 10 years, and I'll be good money and then have to worry about my job. Over here, it's just like, they want you to have A, B, C, D, F, G, and want to pay you shit money. I'm like, it's not going to work out for me, bro. So being in Florida, I've had so many different jobs within a short amount of time. But it's just how the market is over here, where the opportunity for longevity is not there in certain spots or certain companies. So, especially with the fitness, I felt the same way about fitness. I've been to quite a few different gyms, corporate gyms, mom and pop gyms. I even have my own gym, my old gym logo. You are Awesome Fitness, But like I said, and it's just growing pains and learning different things at different spots, and then taking it and trying not to make the same mistakes, But it's all about just learning. And I think the best way of learning is just experience. Because those books that all these personal trainer things, all these personal trainer certifications, they only give you so much, man.
Yeah.
They're not really telling you real life.
Yeah, I didn't really learn nothing from the books anyway. I learned more by doing.
That's why I'm like, when these corporate companies are asking, like, hey, I'm like, yo, I'd like to be a trainer in your gym or whatever have you. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for like certified. I'm like the bigger names, because I got a lower name. I'm like, because it's just to get by. They want the bigger names, and I'm like, for what?
Who you certified with?
Literally, it's like, Jesus Christ. It's been such a long time that I don't even know I'll get back to you on that. I have a brain fart. But like these bigger names, like I've got the NASM book, I've got the ACE book, like, and it's just so scientific.
Yeah.
And you're literally never going to use that when you are dealing with the client.
Yeah.
If you tell a client, hey, your pectoralis major and your trapezius, and they don't care, because if you start talking to them all scientifically, they're gonna think you're talking to them like you're stupid. Like if a doctor talked to me and was like, hey, your gastric, he starts talking these big ass words. I'm like, bro, talk to me like I'm stupid, because I have no idea what you're telling me. So imagine trying to tell a client.
And then you gotta look at it. That'll intimidate somebody and make them feel insecure. Because you start talking with them, it's like, I don't need to be here. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't need to be here.
Exactly, and then they'll catch an anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather not. You just keep it simple and build relationships. That's one of the thing I learned out here is building relationships, and being careful of those relationships, because we from New York, so we know how the loyalty is over there.
Yeah.
They'll grimy niggas out there. It is what it is. But like,
it's everywhere.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Coming over here, they ain't built the same. I ain't gonna lie. Their code of ethics when it comes to relationships are a little bit different out here. So that's one of the things I be aware of. I know you just not too long been out here. I've been out here since 2013. I've seen it.
My goal though is to have it to where I don't have to deal with it, and the best way to do it is do it on your own. Get your own stuff, so that way you ain't got to deal with it. They underneath you. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of pass over the BS. But I want to touch on this, like, because I be seeing you in there every day. Like every time I'm on my timeline, I see you. What gets you to that point to where you're constantly in there putting that work?
Well, I'll take it back to when I first moved out here, right? And so you can get a really bigger picture of it. During my 20s, I was extremely selfish. And I had like a chip on my shoulder. Like I was always angry, like pissed off. Like I woke up like somebody peed on my Cheerios. Like I was angry. Like I woke up like, fuck, I'm up. Like it was just, and I've made a lot of bad decisions growing up in my 20s. And I finally moved out here. We had multiple things happen that changed in my life. And I was like, well, it's time for a change. But then I started noticing that I started having anxiety, and I guess maybe somebody had put it into perspective, and I started having bad anxiety, and I still have anxiety to this day. Like I don't take no pills. I did at one point I deal with the military to get me a therapist, and I went to that lady maybe like 4 times, and she was ready to put me on meds, and I was like, I ain't doing that. No, thank you. I don't need that, because I don't want to get put on meds. I need to find a better outlet. So I started working out, and I was having relationship problems at the time. So that's like the best thing to do. What do you do? I'm gonna get all mad swole. Try to look better for myself. So when Shorty sees me, she's gonna be like, damn, I fucked up, and that's how like most bodybuilders, they always say like the best bodybuilders are the ones that have a broken heart. And it started from there, and it literally became a habit every day. The first thing I do when I wake up is like, when am I going to the gym?
Yeah.
Literally, that's the first thing I do. I wake up and like, all right, what am I going to go and work out on today? Like, how I'm going to better myself. Because when I go in there, I feel better. Even though I'm in solitude sometimes, and I say, hey, what up to people? I'm in my own world. I'm in there grinding and going in and going hard. And it's more for my mental stability more than anything. Before it was just about health-wise and getting to a certain point. Now it's just to keep my demons at bay and to keep my to keep me, because it makes me way happier, man. I feel like if I don't go to the gym one day, I feel like I'm cheating, and then my mood is all jacked up, and I don't feel the same way. When I'm in the gym, I feel like great. Anxiety goes away. I feel amazing there. And then when I get home, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder what the weights are doing.
Yeah, and I feel you with the correlation between mental feeling, like your mental health and your physical health. Because the same thing happened to me. Like I just started going to the gym, and it's like I'm gonna say this for another video, but I got diagnosed with a mental illness, and I do got to take meds, and it does help. But
No, yeah,
with
of course.
with with going to the gym, it just creates a sense of like because when you go through the depression periods, going to the gym just creates that sense of accomplishment to where it's like
those
I feel like
endorphins
crap.
start working, and
Yeah,
they start feeling better.
I feel
Not
like
to
crap,
knock you
and then
for
I just got this
taking,
stuff
not to
done.
knock you for taking your meds or anything like that. I just didn't like it when I only saw this lady for a little bit of time, and she wanted to like, here's a pill, and I was like,
That's what they do though.
I'm like, yo, I just met you. Can we just
That's
talk
what
to me
they
a
do,
little bit
man.
more before you start trying to pop a pill in my face? And I'm not digging that, you know, like, and I probably could use some anxiety meds or something like that in the meantime. But
If you're making it work with what you're doing, it's better because sometimes because like one thing I don't like is when they switch the meds and stuff like that and kind of have you messed up. Like they have to go through different trials. This is just a chemical imbalance. But so you talked about mental health and that's good. And I'm gonna get you on another episode. This is going good, but I know you're busy and I don't want to drag it too long.
No, that's all good.
Let's talk about now some immediate like New Year's coming. I'm probably gonna put this out in 2021, but what you got in store for 2021? What you got going on?
As far as I'm always gonna be on my fitness shit grind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, when it comes to fitness, I'm always going to be on top of my shit, regardless. It'll be always a constant grind. I'm in the gym like 6 days a week at least. So I think in 2021, I'm just going to continue the consistency. Because one thing people aren't, they don't do is be consistent. One of my old mentors used to tell me that consistency will yield results, whether they be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes, if you have bad habits, and you're consistently doing bad shit, well, guess what? You're going to get bad results.
Yeah.
If you're doing good habits and you occasionally fall off, well, guess what? You're consistently doing good stuff, man. You know what? We all fall off. We get back up. It's how you get back up, getting back on that road of consistency. So I think for 2021, I just want to continue my consistency. And for 2021 as well, be better at making decisions as far as relationships, and I mean like not talking about like marital relationship or anything like that. My moral relationship is relationships with people in general. When it comes to making sure that not everybody's for you when they say they're for you. So it's one of those things where it kind of bothers me and it messes with my mental a little bit when I think somebody's for me. And I kind of get like shitted on, and I'm like.
One thing I used to have that same issue, but one thing I realized is on this path of self-discovery, because I don't know if you're a Christian, but with me, I'm a Christian, and one thing I realized is that nobody's perfect. You have to expect people. True. You have to expect that from people. Only God is perfect. Only God will never fail you. So with that, with anything, you have to go into things knowing, something can happen. And another thing I talked to my friend about is a quote from Bruce Lee, and I love it. Because I'm big on stoicism, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what that is?
No.
Stoicism is like a philosophy of I cannot do anything, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to stress it because I can't control that. I can only control what I do.
I say that to my son all the time. I said, control the controllables.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You can't control it, then let it go.
You have to be adaptable. Like Bruce Lee said, when you got to be like water. When the water's in a bowl, it becomes that bone.
Move like water.
Yeah, you got to be flawless. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because even with this podcast thing, I've had 10 people, we got it. And I get life come up. I'm not going to get mad. It's just, I'll catch you at another time or I can ask somebody else. Because I used to take it personal. It was like, with my mental stuff, I deleted my page so many times. because one person pissed me off, and I just take it and I just fixate on it and I delete my page, or I just like I ain't talk to this person. Like nah, it is what it is. I cannot control what they do. God has laid the plan out for me, and I'm gonna continue to just walk down the path, and He's gonna open up doors. You see, I saw we ran into each other in the gym. Hey yo, you good for tomorrow? And here we are.
That.
So
yeah.
you know,
and I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So like I don't really like fronting, but that's very true. You know what I'm saying? I kind of go like you felt like Gary V. Gary V is like when you don't expect shit from people, you're like 100 times happier.
Yeah.
Because people are people. You have to do shit. A lot of times I do stuff out of the goodness of my heart. I really don't expect shit back from anybody. Like you don't gotta give me back nothing, bro. I can give you all my knowledge, all everything. Give you the world on a plate, and I'll be like, I'm good. I'm not expecting anything back from you. It's not like it's not like you do me a solid, I do you a solid, you can go back and forth. It's fine like that. But it still bothers me sometimes when I go out my way with people and they shit on me. I'm like,
easier said than done.
You gonna shit on me?
Yeah.
Okay. I at that point, I just let them be, and I just kind of cut them off of my life and just keep it moving. All right. I close books and chapters. I close chapters and shit of people, and I keep it moving.
I try to leave.
Come back in the mix. It come back in the mix, but
yeah. I'm about to say
arm's length though.
I leave that door open because the thing is with me, I learned to leave vengeance in God's hand. But I will get the last word because when you act where you at in your life, you know what I'm saying. People have their presumptions, whatever. But then when you start making steps, people want to come back around, and it's just like, I know, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, you turned your back on me. It just now see. That's my revenge. See, watch and get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Success.
Yeah, like I don't
see
really.
Me now, right?
Yeah, I don't really get mad at it no more. And the thing is, I'm not the type to like crap all over people because I've been there. I've been at the bottom. I lost everything, and then it's like, you keep reaching for somebody. But what happens is when you continuously reaching for somebody to help you out that pit, you stop. You put your hands down, and you start calming out yourself. And when you take yourself out of the situation, nobody can touch you. Because nobody can sit there and say, I helped you, I did this, and that. I did this. You know what I'm saying? I'm self-made. And like I said, I give all glory to God. Because of Him, I'm out of here. So it's like, I don't really get too caught up in, like, other people and like, oh, you ain't do this for me? Crap, close. I got everything set up, everything ready. My biggest thing is I'm hoping I don't run out of space. That's why I'm trying to keep it at like 40 minutes. Like cool. 3 more minutes. But yeah, man, like I feel you with that. Where people gonna let you down. That's human nature. People are about self-preservation. That's all people are. That's the survival instinct. You always think about yourself. So I don't really take it personal because when it comes to me, it's like it's either me or you. I'm gonna choose me. And then some people take it on a level of extremes to where any little thing I'm gonna be selfish, because it's like, sometimes it could just be like, it could be something big where like my life or your life, or it could just be a situation, my happiness over your happiness. This makes me happy. I'm not happy doing that, so I'm just not gonna do it. I'm a bail. You know what I'm saying? Just people just messed up. But I just learned.
That's true. I see like that, and but I also see that when shit goes down and I see people's character, I'm like, that's your character.
Yeah.
Like you got some more work to do, my young man or young lady. You got some more work to do with yourself, and I just push you to the side. You know what I'm saying? When I see you grow, then you come out back and holler at me.
Yeah,
I can't have none of that negativity in my life.
Because that brings you down.
That's gonna bring me anxiety. It's gonna bring me unease. And I just can't have it in all aspects of my life, my home life, and I can't bring that negativity to my wife, my kids, my parents. I can't do that.
How that could go with you throughout your day, because I think I did a video on that. You know what I'm saying? Recently on, that negativity. Because if you make up in a bad mood and you run into somebody else that's in a good mood and you put your negative attitude in that, now you messed up their day. You gonna mess up somebody else's day. You can't have that stuff around you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's just keeping your own mental. So like when you when you cut off people like that, it's really not that bad. Just keep them with your
That's why I
mentor.
have these, man. These are my company. My animals, my animals, man. My animals are my company because it's like you can trust animals. Because if an animal don't like you, you know they gonna fill up, show their teeth. People, you would know them for years and never realize how they truly feel about you. But you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, if you walk up to a dog and he start growling, he don't like me. Let me keep my distance. A person is just smiling in your face. But you know, that's just one of the hurdles of life. You know,
that's true.
If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. It's just the hurdles of life. You know, you gotta find who you. It's not about who you connect with. It's just find who's genuine and has integrity, and keeping people around you because you never know. You know what I'm saying?
That word, man, integrity, man. I tell it to my son all the time. So, what is the definition of integrity? Is it doing the right thing when no one's looking? I was like, well, yeah, you need to have that. So integrity is extremely important. So how you act in front of the person and behind their back is extremely important. Can't tell them one thing and then behind the back it'll shit on them. You know what I'm saying? So I keep that circle real small because that's for people that have integrity, and integrity and common sense are very small these days.
Yo, you know what I might do? I'm gonna break this up into 2 parts because I can see it's going for a minute. I'm gonna break it up because I'm gonna do 2 parts because I don't want to run out of space and we can keep going forever. So I'm gonna wrap it up right here. This is the first episode. I'm glad to have you on as a guest. This is the first time. It was kind of jerry rigged, but it came out pretty good. I'm surprised I got space.
It's like that. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that. I was excited to get asked to even do something like that. I'm like, oh, people care about my opinion. Somebody does.
Because I look at, you know, certain traits on my that'd be I can talk to you because it's like we on the same level. We do the same thing. We look at our page, it's like the same thing. Yeah. We out here.
It's just prettier though, because I don't know how to do all that fancy shit.
Man, it takes time. It takes time, man. Like. It's funny because I'm working on my video style is gonna change for this year. I'm gonna send. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna send you my trailer. I just did a trailer for my YouTube channel. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna send you my trailer, and I'm gonna send you the clips. The way I'm gonna do my videos for coming in. It's about evolving, man. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hit you up on that. I'm gonna send you the stuff, and I'm gonna get back to you with another date where we can just pick this back up because I got somebody else later. All right, man. It's been real.
It works.
Lion Podcast, episode 001, finally done in the books. Catch you later.
Let's toss them out, bro. Catch me out there. Later, guys.